Steven just sold my old demo today.
Your demo's gone?
My original one. And then Scott's working on the one I'm in right now. So I'm going to be carless in about an hour.
Right.
I'm sorry. Feel sorry for me. I have no cars.
Which color do you want?
You're listening to My Supercar World, a Post Oak Motor Cars production from Houston, Texas.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Supercar World. My name is Diane Kaplan, and here with my co-host Lonnie Souza. And we have a very special guest today, Blake Fertitta, Vice President of Fertitta Automotive.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes.
Thanks y'all for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Always love hanging out with you two.
I know we do it every day.
I know.
We get to like kind of show the world what we live behind the scenes, right?
I know. We're trying to get them out a little bit more out there.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, your latest post that I did on Fertitta Chevrolet with the Hennessy,
Turned out pretty
it's
well.
viral. Like, I think it's almost 300,000 views.
Pretty damn good.
I mean,
I don't remember any of your posts doing that.
I need to get you out there more often.
Hell, I didn't know it was a competition. Now,
Now you're like game on, right?
game on, right? Let's do this. Well, shoot.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I guess a little bit of why now and where
Why
you've been
now?
and what
Yeah.
you've been doing. I mean, you've had a busy life lately.
Yeah. So I recently got married in June. I have a 5-month-old daughter now.
Oh,
This is
babe.
Stella Rose Fertitta. Goes by Stella. She's a sweetheart. Stuff going on in my family. My dad was just confirmed as the ambassador to Italy from the United States.
Just,
So
ambassador. No big deal.
it's been an unbelievable start and experience. He's actually over there right now, and it's really cool because they elected the new pope today, and it's the first American pope in history. So for him to be over there during that, and he sent me a picture from the ambassador's mansion. He could see the white smoke
Oh, my God.
coming up from the Sistine Chapel. So how cool for him to be
How
over
cool
there
is
during
that?
the first American and pope to be elected, and now he's the second most important American in Italy. He was number
was
one
number
for a
one
few
for a
days,
few days.
but who else other than the Pope to be ahead of you, right?
Yeah, you could probably
Exactly.
step aside
Right.
for the Pope.
You're like, okay, I'll share the space.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
funny.
But yeah, it's been a busy, exciting year for everyone.
That's amazing. So yeah, like you said, you just got married, you've had a baby recently, you've jumped into this business since you graduated college with both feet. So
Yep.
you've probably been busier in the last couple of years than you have in your whole life.
I would
right?
agree,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It has been amazing experience be a part of Fertitta Automotive and learning from both of y'all. And
Oh,
it just starts now. We have a whole future ahead of us.
yeah. I mean, I always told Lonnie, I was like, I'm just excited that I finally have a Fertitta child that like loves cars and stuff because I'm such a gearhead. Is there like a particular car or anything that kind of really like sparked that interest?
I wouldn't say there's a particular car. I'd say that I've always been fascinated with the engineering that goes behind
it.
cars, the sound of cars, the gearboxes, the engine, everything. But I'd say growing up, just that sound of an American muscle car roar,
Right.
it always drew my attention. No matter what I was doing, I'd see it, and kind of my heart would flutter a little bit, like, wow, that's
I wanna
awesome.
have one of those
I
one
wanna
day.
Get behind that. I want
Yeah.
to see what it's like to drive that.
Yeah, that's like that, like Corvettes, right?
Yes.
The sound of a Corvette. It's like to me, it's like the only American car ever built with like a true soul,
Right.
right? And then that when you say those words that you just said, it kind of reminds me of that.
Right.
Yeah. Coincidentally, we just happen to be in the Chevrolet business.
Right.
too,
That we
right?
are now.
That's not a plug, but it is.
It is, but it isn't. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I wanted to know a little bit about where that started and stuff. You know, I know that you've kind of been with us. God, how has it been now that you've graduated from college?
Gosh,
2 years? Is
three-
it? No,
three
2 years? I can't
Oh my
remember. It
gosh,
seems like
we're looking-
yesterday.
This is going to be a blooper segment.
I know, right? When? How? What? I mean, I know that, you've been learning from one of the best in the business, Lonnie. I mean, he's an automotive veteran. He's been doing this for 100 years.
I thought you were about to introduce somebody else.
Stop it. I'm your biggest fan. You know that. But kind of give our followers, our listeners, a little bit of peek behind the scenes of what's the day-to-day like working with this one.
I'd say every day is a little different. All depends what's going on.
Yeah.
But being able to learn from him, someone with so much attention to detail, someone that touches every aspect of the business. Just because he's at the top of the totem pole doesn't mean he's not intersected in every other aspect of the business. He really prides himself on knowing everyone, knowing every aspect of the business, knowing what's going on, looking at the numbers, and being able to learn from him has been unbelievable.
Yeah, well, that's very kind and nice of you to say. I think it's actually been a two-way street, right? And so I've been able to look, I feel like I do know a lot about the business and the operations and how to make money, but actually I didn't really get into the detail world until I came to work for you guys, right? And so, I mean, I was always, presentation was always important, first impression was always important, but I didn't really know how detailed operating a business could be or how involved you could be even at the top of the chain until I met your dad, actually, and really things that he called out to my attention that and kind of gave me an impression of how he ran his entire empire. Wow, if he's this detailed with me, I can't imagine what it's like being in the rest of the Fertitta world, right? And restaurants and hotels and casinos and rockets and so on and so forth. But yeah, so it's been a two-way street, and I've been learning a whole lot being part of your family as well. So
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of how we pride all of our businesses to be, is with that attention to detail. It doesn't matter what it is, how nice of a restaurant, where on the totem pole it is carry the same type of detail to each one.
Well, I mean, and it's always, I mean, Lonnie's always preached, but I know he gets it from your father too. A lot of it is, that's not my job. I mean, I will pick up a piece of trash. I get that because I see him pick up a piece of trash because we've seen your dad walking down. He picks up a piece of trash. I mean, it's just that kind of level of detail. You can walk into a room and notice anything off. He's really good about that because he'll come in going, "Why is that car parked that way?" And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a culture. Right?
Yeah.
It is. It is a culture.
It just kind of gets ingrained in you. And
Yes.
so, and we all get elevated.
Second nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a lot going on and stuff too. We've had a lot of growth. I know that y'all could talk a million years about some of the things that y'all were looking at and maybe we want to grow into. I don't know.
So we did grow in September. We added on Norman Frady Chevrolet over in the Clear Lake area, which is now Fertitta Chevrolet.
Yeah.
It's a special dealership. It was a family-run dealership for 60 years. And that's part of the reason on why they selected us, is because they knew that they wanted a family-run business to stay a family-run business. And that's what we brought on. I know there's 60,000 employees, but at the end of it is the Fertitta family, and it is us. And we have those same values that they had, of core values, of community, of outreach programs. And they wanted their employees to have the same type of thing that they had before now with us. And it's been a blessing that we've been able to keep over 99% of the employees at Fertitta Chevrolet. And it's a lot of that is because they're part of the family now. They are part of the Fertitta family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been just like one legacy to another, right?
Absolutely.
Very smooth transition. We got lucky though.
We did.
Super lucky.
They're such an amazing team.
Very seamless with the community.
Yes.
The community has actually welcomed us with open arms because they were already engaged with the Fertitta family and other businesses. So I think we put the cart in front of the horse. Why don't you tell us what is the Fertitta family's businesses? What kind of got us to this point?
Yeah, so Fertitta Entertainment's a main company. We have dining, hotels, casinos, and sports. The restaurants range from Mastro's to Bubba Gump to Rainforest Cafe to Saltgrass. The hotels, you have the Post Oak Hotel in Houston, 5-diamond, 5-star hotel, unbelievable hotel. Then in Galveston, you have the San Luis Hotel, Hilton, Holiday Inn. Then the casino side is all the Golden Nuggets. There's, I think, 7 or 8 Golden Nuggets now.
Yeah.
Lake Charles, Las Vegas, Cripple Creek, Colorado, Lake Tahoe. They're kind of all over the country. And then for sports, it's the Houston Rockets.
We got the Montage too.
We do have yes. Can't forget the Montage. One of the most beautiful properties you'll find in California.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. I love the Montage.
love
That's
the
could be a
Montage.
whole you can get me talking about that for another hour.
And then you have the sector we're here to talk about that's ever growing and has a bright future ahead of it.
Well, which people, Lennox, I don't think a lot of people realize that's not a new industry
Right.
for the Fertittas.
Right. So we've actually been in the automotive side for a little over 25 years now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that about us.
Right.
It was Post Oak Motor Cars, Bentley. It was Bentley and Rolls Royce at the time.
Bentley
Yeah.
and Rolls-Royce,
Yep.
yeah.
And that's our headquarters still.
Yeah.
Is Post Oak Motor Cars. That's where we're based out of. That's where the three of us.
It's where everything
Yeah,
happens, pretty much.
absolutely.
So what brands does the Post Oak Motor Cars have now?
So we've had a lot of new additions. So if you're going to all of Fertitta Automotive, you have Chevrolet, but then you have Bentley, Rolls Royce, who are the two OGs, Bugatti, Zinvo, Hispana Suiza, Karma, and Vintage Modern, which
Yep.
is Vintage Modern is
I think that's
my
one of your
favorites.
faves. I
Yes.
know.
Well, okay, so let's assume that a lot of the listeners don't know what vintage modern is. How would you describe vintage modern?
I would describe it as a classic Bronco with some sexiness and roar to it that you can drive on the freeway, you can drive at a ranch, you can drive up Pacific Coast Highway and not feel like you're being drowned out.
Well, it's not a resto
Yes.
mod, so that's the beautiful thing
Yes,
about them.
yes.
It's like it's a brand new car.
It's a
basically.
brand new car that it's unbelievable.
it's unbelievable.
If y'all don't know about them, go look them up and you'll be blown away.
You know, we ordered a pink one. It's coming.
It's finally happening.
I finally talked this one into let me do a pink one. I
You've
couldn't
been
believe
waiting
it.
for that
I
one.
know.
Yeah.
Well, like over 60% of the buyers are women.
Yeah.
So
And we kind of filled up the pipeline with
Yes.
all kinds of colors. So yeah, so vintage Bronco, vintage modern is very much a modern
right.
classic, right?
Yeah.
So you're taking a modern chassis, and today it happens to be the Bronco chassis, but you're taking a modern chassis and basically stripping it down to a skeleton, and then rebuilding a classic vintage
Look,
chassis
yeah.
back on top of it, but with all the safety
Right,
features.
but you get the technology, the
performance
safety
technology,
features,
yeah.
and they add some nice performance stuff to it.
Yes.
Some nice Fox suspension, a nice turbocharger.
It's
Yes.
it's been
I love that car.
yeah, it's been a great addition to our, and it fits perfectly with
It
our
does.
Absolutely.
with our mix of cars. So.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's very
unique.
low key luxury.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it.
Yeah, that's a great way to
kind
say
of
it.
quiet luxury.
So location wise, we have Chevrolet in Clear Lake.
Uh-huh. Then
Or-
we have Post Oak Motors, or it's at the Post Oak Hotel,
Yeah.
and the Rolls Royce dealership's actually in the hotel.
Right.
And then now we're at Lotus of the Woodlands, which is our newest conversion, which has been unbelievable. Lotus
I
is
know.
very good.
Steven just sold my old demo today.
Yeah.
Your demo's gone?
My
Your first
original
one?
one. And then Scott's working on the one I'm in right now. So I'm going to be carless
Yeah,
in
they-
about
Sure
an
you
hour.
are. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I'm sorry. I feel
Which
sorry for
color
me.
do
I
you
have
want
no
them over
cars.
there?
which color do you want? Right.
That's a good looking one right there.
That's my favorite one now, too.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So we've got Lotus. That's 3 locations with the 4th on the way.
Yep.
Talk
Yes.
about the project we have going on
Ooh.
with that.
So they're on Memorial Drive in Houston. It's one of the main arteries of Houston. It's how people get from Memorial to down. I mean, everyone drives through
Like
there.
from one side to the next.
Yeah.
That's how you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Uptown to downtown.
Yeah.
we have a restaurant on the bayou right there called Brenner's on the Bayou.
Love that place.
And then right in front of that, we have this house that we bought that we call the White House.
That
now.
you almost moved into.
My dad tried. No.
I remember that story.
Somehow my dad was trying to get one of us to move in there, and I was like, I don't want to wake up and look at our restaurant parking lot all
parking
day.
lot. That's
Yeah,
funny.
no.
You know what would happen. You
Yes.
have to answer for what the
Yes.
why the business
Exactly.
was.
Absolutely. They're like, you live there. Why is it going down? Not doing that. And so right in front of the White House is an entertainment space. We do events, but
Right.
the dealership has done events. It's an unbelievable spot. Right in front of that, it was a Co-America Bank. And we are going to transform that into a Bugatti showroom and a used hypercar showroom as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some unbelievable drawings that we've seen and ideas on what we're
Yeah.
going to do there with the
I
vault
think everything
and-
got approved, right? With Bugatti.
Yeah.
We're ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Green lights
yesterday,
ready.
right?
Yeah. So we're looking. We're finalizing it with the architects right now, but it's going to be
Yeah.
pretty much the only standalone Bugatti store in the country.
Yes.
I mean, it's not just a Bugatti store, which typically is just a few thousand square feet.
Right.
This is a nearly 18,000 square foot building. So can you imagine we have all this space to work with, and again,
Right.
You got a
bringing
bank vault that we have some ideas
Yeah.
with. No,
Oh,
it's going to be an unbelievable.
It's going to be so much fun. It's where my new office is going to be. So
So yeah, it's going to be a marquee store for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can't wait to show everybody that. As soon as the drawings get officially
I know maybe we can.
released, we can kind of share it
Yeah.
maybe on this podcast.
Yeah.
Tease
Yeah,
everybody
that's a
bit.
great idea.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Yes. So kind of tell me, what kind of brands do y'all, I mean, I know what I want, other brands, but what kind of brands would you love to add to Fertitta Automotive?
I would love Ferrari and Lamborghini.
Right.
It's hard to compete with those. And if I had to pick one, I'd say Ferrari is just, there's nothing like
It's
driving
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
And-
No.
and-
I mean, I think for hypercars, I mean, we talk about pinnacle, Rolls-Royce being the pinnacle of ultra luxury. I think same thing with Ferrari.
Yep.
It's the pinnacle of hypercars too. But I tell you what, I love Lamborghini too. And I think what I love about Lamborghini is one, I think it's a good volume
Mhm.
store, and so our reach, you have a more reachable clientele.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
there just happens to be, it's a different kind of I don't want to call it a cult, but a different kind of customer base. That I feel like we're missing.
Yeah.
Right. I feel Ferrari goes hand in hand with Bentley and Rolls Royce. We see a lot of crossover.
Yeah, the Lamborghini is definitely unique and kind of like on its own type
Yeah.
group. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
As a cool followership, they have they do. I mean, the road rallies that they
Mhm.
do, and
They're
just,
insane.
it's a very active driving bunch. Right?
Very much.
Very supportive of women too.
Yeah.
So one thing, they have like a women's racing team. I
That's
mean, they're
right.
very, very, activate all kind of aspects of their client base.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
and if I were going to go for a next one that's reachable, I think Lamborghini would be reachable.
No, absolutely.
Right. But yeah, there's no doubt you got to have both in your portfolio
Right.
for sure.
Right.
What else? What
And
else?
then if you want to go domestic side, one that my dad really wants us to find is a Cadillac dealership. He grew up driving Cadillacs. I mean, my whole life it was always a Cadillac Escalade. I mean, y'all know it took you
Yeah.
forever to try to get him to get out of it. He just wouldn't. He just wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
He just loves the classic Cadillac, and I don't blame him. Cadillacs are great cars, and he's a big GM fan. Really.
No, he is.
I mean, Cadillac was kind of a symbol of success, right?
Right.
Your dad's era.
No, absolutely.
Growing up, and here is now you just kind of carry that on, and now they've kind of just with the Escalade. I mean, what an awesome vehicle! And
Unbelievable. vehicle.
they got a lot of great models, but that's the
Right.
one marquee car they
Mhm.
have that kind of carries the brand, I think. And your dad, that's just like him all day long.
Yeah.
I can see him getting in and out of it all day
Yeah.
long, like he always has. Of course, now that we own a Chevy store,
Right.
Anymore.
Yeah, it's-
Onto the Suburban.
on the Suburbans
Yeah.
and Tahoes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the car of choice right now. I mean, I tried to get him in Rolls Royces and Bentleys.
He's just
just not
not-
successful.
No.
He's diehard American made.
Mhm.
Yeah, General Motors specifically kind of guy.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
But we've gotten some sexiness though to our Chevy now with our partnership with
That
Hennessy.
is right. We have recently partnered with Hennessy. Hennessy is unbelievable performance company right outside of Houston. Anything they touch is unbelievable. I'm sure you all would agree.
Oh yeah.
And so they have partnered with GM, and I actually just have the first one delivered outside.
And I'm
It's
going to
my
show
new
some pictures of
daily
it to
driver.
everybody.
It's the H600, so it's the Tahoe with the Hennessy performance package, and it is unbelievable. But I'm still waiting to get to the 500-mile mark where I can push it. So I need to find a big treadmill I could just put it on and let it run for a little
Yeah,
bit.
before you head home, head north first.
Right.
Right.
And then I'll
And
drive.
then, yeah, and then you might
There you go.
you'll get some more miles on it. Yeah,
But they're doing the Hennessy package with the Tahoes, the Suburbans, and then I think
Silverado
1500.
1500s.
I think
Right.
that's the
Yep.
second half of the the year.
And what's really special,
1500s.
they're only doing like 100 of these.
Yeah, and
So
they're called H600s,
Yep.
right? And then, but it has 600 and
50, 25?
it's got out there. We're gonna have to.
I have to look at it real quick. Sorry about that.
It'll
Yeah.
be sitting on the screen.
It'll be sitting on the screen
Yeah.
with the exact thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's new
Yeah.
to us, literally, like just last week. So,
Yeah, we'll put some pictures in there. It's
Yeah.
it's beautiful. They did a great job with the badging, the wheels.
well, they can
and-
check it out on our Instagram pages
That's
because
right.
you're gone viral
Right.
for me.
Go look at my
So
post. You'll see me.
I need to start getting Blake in front of the social media camera more often.
Yeah,
So
no kidding. We need a new face for the business. His is so young and vibrant.
exactly right. at least once a week. I got to have a Blake
We'll work
post.
something out.
There you go. My people talk to your people. So tell me I know that, you get to work with Lonnie every day, side by side, but is there anything like, do you talk to your dad like, hey, about dealership stuff or how to handle leadership or anything? Or do you,
I'd say it's been a little bit of everything my whole life.
Okay.
And ever since I was in middle school and elementary school, he's been teaching me and my siblings about the business, how to run the business, his outlook on stuff, on the way he does things. And it's been a blessing to learn from him. I mean, not many people are able to do what he's done, if anyone. And to be raised with that, it's just knowledge that you just take in. So then when you go to school and you learn all this other stuff, you know a lot of it already, and you know how to apply it in different ways, because we grew up looking at the numbers, looking at the EBITDA, looking at the revenue, looking at the expenses. Yeah. And it's carried me a long way into this business. Really.
So it must be rewarding, though, when you're working with Lonnie, whenever he's going through, because he gets acquisitions on his table all the time, so it must be fun for you to be able to sit down and get into the numbers and help him learn a new industry, but you already know all of this background.
Of course,
too.
Of course.
Oh, he came into it like both feet.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
He jumped in with both feet. I mean, he was ready to go. I remember right when you came out of college, I mean, you were already spitting out EBITDAs and he knew at the bottom line of every segment of the company. And and he's
crazy.
Like,
you got to know your numbers.
Got to know,
my dad says.
Every day it's like, how many do we sell? What do we do? How many do we sell? What do we do? Yeah. So
why only that many? Why that many? Why did it only make that much?
How come we're only doing this?
That's right.
Yeah, he's in. He's broken in now.
Yeah,
so you know.
he's okay. Got it.
Yeah, the learning curve is like flattening out.
Flattening out. Okay.
Now we're learning stuff together.
Yeah,
so
that's
been
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, it's been cool because taking the fact that you've had this experience growing up, which you could tell. I mean, talking to you and your siblings, it's just like talking to your dad sometimes. Some of them, the mannerisms are very, very close to the same. And then you have your own personality too, of course. So, but that's made it so much easier. It's like I have a true partner in when we're chasing these acquisitions and looking at deals. I mean, we can look at each other and go, I like it, I don't like it. They have opportunity or that. And so it's so nice.
Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. This is what you're seeing.
Yeah, to be able to bounce that off of each other.
And talk through it.
Yeah.
That's good.
It gets tough making those decisions.
I know.
On your own, right? And you just get a little, so it's a lot of validation with each other to know that we're on the same page.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been really, really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
The Fertitta way.
The Fertitta way, right? Yeah, right. Is there something that maybe people, I guess, that you've discovered in coming into the automotive sector? Is there something maybe about this industry that you think most people may not know that you've kind of realized about
That's a great question.
That is a really good question. I'd say one thing that I didn't realize is the domino effect of one segment of the business that leads into this other segment. I mean, like with used cars and trade walks, on how that one car ends up touching every single aspect of the business and the importance of that. And I mean, that was even with Chevy, I learned more about it and how important those are. That it goes through service, it goes through parts, and then it comes all the way back around full circle. And then with traded cars, on how long you can follow that first trade and just keep going down that line, where it can turn into 7 deals based off of one car.
One car.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? People don't think about it.
It's been unbelievable.
I know.
Yeah. It's not over till the last trade sold.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. And this is, that's good stuff to know. Not a lot of people realize that. Used cars specifically, right? That it's like a hub and spoke, right? The used car department's your hub and everything. It's the only department that puts money into every other department, right? Including new cars. And people wonder why. Well, how does used put into new? Well, if you have a healthy used car department, then you're going to have strong trade-in values, right? And you're going to be able, if you have strong trade-in values, you're going to be able to make more new car transactions, right? And all of those new and used transactions feed finance.
Right.
So now you've got every department covered. So
I thought that was one of the. It's when you realize it all, it's kind of like, whoa, like it really does affect everything else and put money into everyone else's pocket.
So when we look at these acquisitions, one of the things that we look at is how strong the used car department is.
Yep.
because that's your biggest lift, right? Where you can go in and say, okay, we can fix this. If they're doing 0.5 to 1 used to new sales, you're like, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
I'm going to double the used car business, right? Even if they're doing 1 to 1, you could still grow the used car business.
Right.
So.
And once you grow the used car business, it adds money into everyone else's
Yeah,
pocket.
you see how impressive this kid is, right?
I know. I mean, he's
Come on.
The things that kind of slip by, but they matter the most.
They matter
right?
the
Well,
most.
a lot of that's from learning from you.
Yeah.
So I can thank you for that.
Oh, thanks. Man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So tell me, okay, because I want to talk about cars, like cars. So you've driven a lot of cars so far, and because we've had a lot of like test drive events, and you've driven like the Rimac Navara and everything. Like, what's been your favorite car you've driven so far?
Let's see if you know this one.
I know this one. It's the Bugatti Chiron
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. It's hard to compete.
Are we
with
just partial because you have one, or
I just like the engine. I think it's like the pinnacle of engineering.
Yeah.
And like I said, yeah, it's not American, but that roar of the engine when you push on that pedal, you feel the soul of that car work. You feel that car. Like the car has a mind of its like it's alive. It's truly alive when you push on that gas, and I think it's hard to compete with that.
I mean, the engineering is also artistic.
it is?
It is a piece of artwork.
Yeah,
that car is not a car. It is artwork.
The timing of everything, the quad turbos, the W16 engine, just how seamless it accelerates.
Right.
And so I knew the answer to this because I was
I
with him
know.
the first time he drove the car, right? And you can't duplicate the expression on anybody's face behind the wheel of that car.
Yeah.
Right.
And just it's exhilarating.
Yeah, it's exhilarating, it's shock, it's joy, it's woe, it's all the emotions in one. It really is.
And that's not even being on a track.
Yeah.
I know,
That's
right?
being out here on the neighborhood
Already
street.
told it.
So I know you've got a new house and you've got a pimped out garage because you've sent me pictures and stuff. But tell me, if you only had 5 cars to choose and you're building your dream garage, what would those cars be?
Well, I would say a 5-car garage, and then 2 cars can be in the driveway. So I need 7.
So you're trying to squeeze out 7?
I need 7.
Okay.
I need 7. So I love the mix of classic and modern.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, the classic, Shelby Cobra.
Which is like a classic now.
Which is, right.
I'd say Bugatti Tourbillon.
Okay.
I think beautiful car. I know you don't have the roar of this car, but if you're going for comfort and just a beautiful, quiet, nice car, the Rolls-Royce Spectre is unbelievable. Yeah. It's an unbelievable car, and it's not an electric car. It is just a Rolls-Royce.
Ultra luxury, right?
Exactly.
And then you got to have your dad car for the kids, the Hennessy Tahoe.
Well,
you got
coolest dad
carpool,
car.
drop off. You got to be able to do it all.
Quickly.
And quickly.
And then my 2 add-ons for the driveway would have to be a Bentley GTC.
Okay.
I love a Bentley GTC.
Can't go wrong.
And then I'd say a vintage modern.
Yes.
What color?
I think I would go with the gray. The first
the one
I
that
built.
you
The
spec'd
one that
out.
I
That's the
spec'd
chalk
out.
gray, kind of
Yep.
like what your old Porsche was.
Yep, it was very similar to my Porsche. The colors and the
Yes.
interior. I think I'd go with that.
With that white leather.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one got viral online too. didn't
Oh, it went totally viral.
Seems like everything I touch.
Well,
Well, we can put you to work more here.
exactly.
You just said it right in front
Lonnie
of
built
Diane,
that.
so,
Lonnie
yeah.
built that car. I was just trying to take his credit.
We've got a pink one coming. I'm so excited.
You've been wanting that for a little while now.
I know. Finally talked this one in to let me do it. I was like,
Yeah.
please.
Didn't you say there's some crazy stat that 60% or 70% of the buyers are
Women,
females?
60%.
That's unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
It's just an unbelievable car. It's a
Oh
car
my
that
God.
you can truly take anywhere.
Yeah, that car is a special build. I mean, vintage, for everybody who doesn't know, vintage modern today is a take on the vintage Bronco. I think it's 67 to 77
Yeah.
vintage Bronco, but it's on a modern chassis, which means it's basically a new Bronco stripped down
Right.
to the skeleton. I mean, where it maintains all of the
You got the safety equipment, and then you have all the technology, audio, all that stuff. But
Upgraded engine,
Yeah.
suspension.
soft
It's just so
suspension,
I
beautiful
love that car.
exhaust.
Yeah, and then custom stamped retro body going back on
Right.
the vehicle, but maintains all of the safety standards.
You can drive on the freeway and not
Crash
feel like you're
standards,
being
yeah.
drowned
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
and all the airbags. You can truly take it anywhere. You can
Yeah.
go to
Right.
Pacific Coast Highway, and it's going to stand out. You can go to the Hamptons, it's going to stand out.
You go to
can
your
your
ranch,
it's going to
yeah.
drive great in the ranch.
Or
And you
here in
can
the
go on
city.
Houston Road,
Or you
Or-
can, which
yeah.
says a lot.
which says a whole
and it will
lot.
handle great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
that's
think it's
also
great.
just the first iteration of vintage modern. The rumors are that there are going to be other chassis, right? That not non-Bronco type chassis, maybe an Eleanor type deal coming out in the near future. I know you're like, I want.
He's
the
like, I
first
want that one.
I want the first one, and some other things, right? I mean,
Yeah.
who knows where they're going to go, but
Well, they're going to be working with the team in Poland. They're going to have those vintage looking G-Wagons,
yeah.
That's right.
but on a brand
That's
new
right.
chassis.
But shout out to Cho, owner
Yes.
and
Yep.
founder of Vintage
He'll be
Modern.
coming on in
Yeah.
the next few weeks.
Unbelievable company.
Thank
With
you for
unbelievable
including
cars.
us in your.
I
your
know
vision
you're,
here. So,
yes.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, thank you again, Blake, for coming on. I hope we see you again when we do
Absolutely.
some more
I look forward to
co-hosting with
coming
us.
Back on with y'all.
Yes.
Oh no, that's an absolute. I know where he works. So
Exactly. We know how to find them, right?
yeah.
That's
so,
No,
awesome.
but this was great, y'all. Thank y'all
Yeah.
for having me on.
No,
for coming on.
thank
Of course,
you.
Of course.
So if you haven't subscribed, go do so however you get your podcast at My Supercar World. Visit us online at mysupercarworld.com and or follow us on YouTube, and you can subscribe there, and our social media.
Yeah.
Till next week.
Well, don't forget to follow us on postoakmotors.com.
Oh, and postoakmotors.com
Not
and
Post Oak
Fertitta
Motors.
Chevrolet and
yeah. So what is it? The social media stuff. So and don't forget to follow us on
follow
Post
us
Oak Motors.
Post Oak Motors on Instagram, Facebook, however you like your social media. We are always there, as well as My Supercar World on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep. What they said.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
My Supercar World is produced by Post Oak Motor Cars, where opulence reigns supreme in the heart of Texas.